Good morning, Sebastian Lucido here, and welcome to Headline and Prophecy. I'm going to read from Matthew chapter 24. As they were sitting on the Mount of Olives, verse 3, the disciples came to him saying, "Tell us, when will these things be? What will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age?" And Jesus answered and said to them, "Take heed that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am Christ,' and will deceive many. And you'll hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you're not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There'll be famine, pestilence, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." And we've looked at this before, but it says there are birth pangs. And he says Jesus is asked two direct questions about his second coming. What will be the sign of your coming? And what will it be like at the end of the age? And he answers them in chronological order in Matthew 24, but I just want to hone in on one verse, actually two verses. He says, you'll hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? Those are armed conflicts. See that you're not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So basically, God understands that these are happening. He's allowing them to happen, and we're going to live through them. He said, for nation will rise against nation. And that's, when you look at today's world, Russia rose up against Ukraine. It's an identifiable nation. He said, and then kingdom against kingdom is what I want to talk about today, because it could be a nation, but I think the proper view on this is that a kingdom against kingdom are people groups against people groups. For instance, Muslims against Christians, Muslims against Hindus, Hindus against Christians. And we're seeing more division in the world than we've ever seen. And we're seeing it in our nation, in our country. We've never been divided this much. We've never had, we've been a two-party system for quite a while, but we've never been divided this way, where it's a struggle for power. It's a struggle for your party to win. Each side has their own ideology, their own way of thinking, and as a result of it, it becomes very, very ugly when you look at what's going on. I don't care if you're on one side or the other. This is our censored blog. I have my own opinion, but for the censors, I'm just saying there's one part of the country that sees us moving in a direction for globalization, and there's another part of the country that wants to hold on to our old constitutional values. And, when you look at this, it's never been this hateful. We've never seen this kind of conflict where they're trying to hurt the other side. And it's always been, we've had different points of view. That's what makes our country great. And what would happen is the two sides would come together, even with different points of view, compromise and do what's best for the nation. And so, when you look at where we're at today, we can't stand. Jesus actually says, and if you go with me over to Mark chapter 3, Jesus said, if a kingdom is divided against itself, it cannot stand. If a house is divided against itself, it cannot stand. If Satan has risen up against himself and is divided, he cannot stand. No one can enter a strong man's house and plunder his goods unless he first binds the strong man, and then he will plunder his goods. And what it's saying there is, you can't have an entity that's divided as much as we are now. We need to come together again. There needs to be a move to try and come together again. Naturally, I have my point of view, and I'll get into it and what I really think this Friday. But here's the thing. We're starting to see some ugliness. We've seen Peter Navarro, one of the Trump aides, actually have foot shackles and shackles on his wrists. He was arrested in a very humiliating way. Old man, and they're putting shackles on him. And at the same time, we're seeing criminals released the same day for hurting people. I mean, there's a double standard in the nation. And, I'm not saying I'm on one side or the other, but we can't continue like this. This country is the foundation of Christianity in the world. There is no other nation on the face of the earth that sends more missionaries out sends more money out to missionaries, and helps the downtrodden in the world than this nation. This nation is the Christian foundation. Are there Christians around the world? Absolutely. But it's the United States of America that sends finances and missionaries and those that are in the field to make lives better around the world. This nation has to stand, and we have to stand as one, as a united front. And so we need to pray for our nation, continue to pray for our nation. If you're not getting our uncensored blog, which is emailed to our partners every Friday, you need to sign up for that. We have on our website, watchersoftruth.com, you can sign up to be a free member, which gives you access to all of our curriculum, workbooks, and videos, and all of our teachings for free. We don't share that information with anybody. Our privacy statement is very strong. We do send you notes every week and a private blog every week for our teachings. We teach on Tuesday evening, a general Bible study, Thursday morning, line upon line, which is a verse-by-verse teaching of a book of the Bible. We're currently in the book of Daniel, doing chapter 7 this week. And we teach eschatology or end times on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we also have what I really think, which is our uncensored blog, which is emailed right now to our entire database. Very soon, when our new website is completed, it'll only go to our partners, those giving us $10 a month or more. I'm asking you to support us. If you're feeding off us, if we're speaking into your life, if the Spirit of God in us is speaking into your life, I pray that you would consider joining us as a partner for $10 or $20 a month or more, and help us in our efforts. So that's today's message. It's this can't continue. It'll get ugly no matter which side takes over. It's gone to a place where you have to protect yourself if you're the other party, and so both sides are gonna struggle and do whatever it takes to maintain and keep power, which is not how we were founded. It's not our foundation. It's not who we are. So God bless you guys, and I'll see you next Monday for another episode of Headline.